Associates has been your trusted local expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.
And in with us right now, Officer Brian Danielson. Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Yeah. What's been exciting in your world in the last month since we saw you?
Vacation?
Yeah, we went down to Disneyland and Universal Studios.
Wow.
Yeah,
So, couple weeks?
Just one.
1 week.
Yeah, smashed it all in there. Got the USS Iowa crammed in there too on one day, so it was great.
All right.
Have you recovered yet? That's the next question.
Financially, no.
Not financially, just tiredness. Cause,
yeah, the 20,000 steps a day.
Yeah, you're
at least
just
I got that
running
in.
like
Yeah.
crazy.
Did you price all the fuel all the way down?
No, it was actually way cheaper then.
Oh.
But
Yeah.
This is weeks ago.
Oh, weeks ago.
Not today.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's much cheaper back in the day.
Way back when.
A month ago.
Yeah,
Well, since the last time you were on the air, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're making it sound like, it's like 40 years ago. Way back when gas was only 40 cents a gallon.
Hey, that came up on my Facebook feed today. There's a gal fueling up a 69 Nova, and it says 39.9 cents a gallon. I go, I can relate to that.
Oh, man.
I think the cheapest I
crazy.
ever remember was 79 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
That's
you
when
guys are yeah.
That was when the Quick Stop was built on Bogue in 99.
Yep.
We used to go play and have dirt clod fights out there when they were leveling the ground out there.
I had a 69 Datsun sports car that held 10 gallons of gas, and I could fill up for $3.90.
Yeah.
Of course, I only made $1.10 an hour, but, still.
Still,
Yeah.
it cost me $100 to fill up my wife's car or more.
Yeah.
And I don't make that in 3 hours.
We used to fill up at half a tank. Now we're doing 3/4.
Yeah.
Guess it's going to change again.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want to put like $150 in the tank and then have the price drop.
Yeah. I think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
But not anytime soon.
No.
Not anytime soon.
Hey,
no.
I got this little baggie of gasoline. I know what I got worth. Don't you shortchange me.
And enough about.
Well, the unfortunate thing about the gas prices being high is we're probably going to start seeing more gas tanks be drilled and siphoned and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is worth a lot of money right now, so thieves usually seize on that.
Farmers beware for your tanks out in your fields.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So when we had the spike was what, around the 2015, 2016, we had a huge gas spike. Gas got up to about $4 a gallon, maybe
Yeah.
even a little bit more, and we had things like that happening. Are you expecting things like that to happen, the siphoning, everything like that? Are you getting reports of it yet?
I haven't seen any reports of it, but I can only assume it's going to start coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually we as the Highway Patrol start getting those calls from the park and ride.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's usually where it's
Yeah.
happened. That's state property. The one on Bogue in 99 or Ramona, that's state property, so we have to handle the calls there, and that's usually when we start finding out about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
catalytic converters will be the secondary category now. It'll be gas drilling. Oh,
Yeah.
the tanks.
Well, or just get them both at the same time. Get two for-
two for
Two for.
two for Tuesday, definitely.
You didn't hear that from us.
No.
Yeah. So with all the construction that's happening in our area, what should drivers expect with driving down the road? I mean, because lanes get blocked off, things like that. I'm thinking about it because not only did I have to drive from my house to here, I had to go back and forth again because I forgot my wife's keys in my pocket this morning. So I had to bring her keys, and they're doing the construction on 5th Street right now here in Marysville.
Yeah, that's right. They're doing sidewalks and something
Yeah.
else. But yeah, it really just slowing down and following those posted speed limits and being observant of the construction workers that are out there and also equipment and trucks. I know north on 99, on north of Marysville, there's a lot of dirt trucks going up there right now, a ton of them. The speed limits have been reduced, so people need to be aware. They need to slow down, and they need to pass those workers safely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do have officers out there, and that's work site does want us out there writing tickets instead of just being stationary. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
and traffic fines are doubled in construction
This
zones.
is,
Exactly.
you say, on 99 North?
No, 70.
Oh,
North
70
Of, yeah,
north.
north of town between
Right.
here
Right.
and Butte County.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah. Yeah.
What are you finding? What are driving habits like in the Yuba Sutter area right now? What are you guys seeing?
NASCAR.
So
I mean,
people are only
it's-
turning left? Is that what's going on?
Well, when they do, sometimes they crash. But
Yeah.
no, there's a lot of aggressive drivers out there right now. It's not everybody. There's a vast majority of people who follow the rules. It's
Right.
just those standouts that are out there. But we've been seeing a lot of just overly aggressive drivers lately.
Are they in Teslas?
No, actually, no.
Okay.
Well,
Because those things are rockets.
hopefully that'll go down soon now that gas prices are going up. People will be a little bit more conservative with their fuel consumption in their cars.
We'll see. I know when we had the pandemic, we had the rash of rapid increase of citations over 100 miles an hour
Yeah.
throughout the state. And then that didn't really calm down. I don't think that's ever calmed down. People are still trying to do that with more cars out on the road, which never is a good
They're just
thing.
trying to get there.
We've had, in the last few months, had to make quite a few trips down to the Sacramento area on 99, and it turns into 5. And it's like, my gosh. I mean, you can look back in your mirror, and those cars are coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm doing 70 in the slow lane, and I'm getting past at 90 plus. You know, and it's usually a couple guys. You know, there'll be
Yeah.
a Challenger and a Mustang, you know, trying to keep up with each other.
The American muscle is back and in
Yeah,
full swing again.
yeah.
So, so with doing all of that, with having traffics and stuff like that, and now the gas prices are going up, which is, you know, everybody's least favorite thing to talk about. But what can we do to try to help save fuel besides not driving as we're on the road?
You know, that's tough. I mean, a lot of people commute, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's driving that speed limit, not hammering the gas pedal down from the green light. You know, when the light turns green, don't hammer the gas down. Just gradually increase your speed. And
Question, Brian. Speed limits are posted. If you go under the speed limit, can you be cited for impairing the flow of traffic, impeding the flow of traffic?
depends on the road. So yes, you can. It's impeding traffic. So if you're in the slow lane, usually not. But
Okay.
if you're on a like Highway 70, where it's 2 lanes, one each direction, and you're driving 40 miles an hour,
Right.
once you get more than 5 cars behind you, by law you have to pull over
Right.
and let them pass.
Okay.
So
I was
that's-
thinking of something like 99 South where it's posted 65, but if you wanted to go 60,
you
and-
just
and
stay,
be in
well,
the
stay
slow
in the
lane.
right, stay in
Yeah.
the right lane because
Right.
trucks are limited to 55
Okay.
and anything towing. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, because I brought a couple loads of firewood home from Fair Oaks this last week. I've taken 2 load at a time, and due to the weight and everything else, I was doing 58 in the slow lane going home, and I get these people like, "Why aren't you going faster?" And I go, "I don't want to break a frame or
Yeah.
pop a tire, you know, because I was a little overloaded." So
Yeah, and that's a good point there too, Captain. Is, you know, be conscious of what's happening around you and
Yeah.
what you've got going on. I mean, when you've got a heavy load, I mean, 10 miles an hour can mean a long distance before you're braking.
a lot of people
things
don't
like that.
realize too that if you're towing a trailer behind something, I think it's 55.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Any commercial vehicle with 3 axles or more, excluding buses, but like semis or anything towing.
Anything towing.
Anything towing.
I've had some motorcycle friends get pulled over because they were towing their motorcycle in their trailer and doing 65, and they got pulled over and cited. He goes, "Why?" He goes, "It's 55." Oh, okay. But it's, you know, I understand. It just seems like you're not going anywhere at 55 when you're in a 65, 70 zone. You know, I mean, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Brian, I'm going to break up. What do you love most about your job?
Oh, geez, I don't know. See, you just hit me with that curve
Yeah,
right there.
yeah,
I
you're
told
like-
you not to.
This-
Yeah,
I
don't
don't
hit
know.
me with a
I like it all.
curveball.
wait a minute. The smell of fresh ink on new citations. No, okay.
The new citation book, the smell.
Ah,
Yeah.
No,
That
no,
fresh print.
no, it actually is getting out there and interacting with people. This public information officer position, you know, I meet all sorts of people, so it's really good. I mean, I'm going back to Lindcrest School next week to give a presentation to all the kindergartners,
Oh my
Nice.
gosh.
and that's where I went to school. So I was
There
at
you go.
Lions. So
Go Lions.
It's
That's
going to
where
be
my
this
kids
home sweet
go.
home.
Now,
Yeah.
So,
I don't think there's any teachers left that were there when you were there.
do you want to bet?
Oh my goodness.
I think there may be, but I'm not that old.
Because they can tell stories
They can.
to their students.
Yeah. Well, I hope not.
I don't think any of the kindergarten teachers were there when he was in kindergarten. But I know there's some that are at that school that were there when he was there.
And you would know this.
I would know
His
this.
kids go to
My
school.
kids go
Yeah.
there.
Well, yeah.
And
So-
we are the same age. So.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
We know it. So getting out, interacting with people, getting to know people and how they act. What kind of perspective have you seen for your position from the community itself?
Well, I know there's, we call it the silent majority because they never say anything, but there's a lot of support out there for law enforcement that people don't see on the TV or in the media or on social media. They come up to me all the time at these events, whether it be a public event, just like the Buckeye Parade or whatever, whatever it may be. They do come up and they do interact and they do thank us.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that support, what's one of the things that you see most likely that they thank you for?
Just being there for the community. Just being there and willing to go and assist at a moment's notice for anything, really.
Awesome. Going through and, we went to school together. Growing up together, you do all sorts of crazy stuff, and then you get into doing this job. And the crazy stuff you see kids doing still, do you kind of just reminisce and go back and go, oh, yeah, I remember doing dumb stuff like this and things like that?
Well, yeah, there was goofy things that went on in high school age. We survived, like you said. I rode in the back of, pickups before, and sometimes without a seatbelt. Ooh, and I'm still here.
Yeah.
But the street racing crowds, it's kind of funny. One of the Officer Southward from Yuba City PD, he was telling me that, he was out there enforcing this one meet on, I think it was Saturday night, and writing a lot of citations and towing cars. They were doing donuts and stuff. But he was saying that the kids were, yelling at him, hey, you were just picking on us. Why do you always pick on us? And it's like, it's not the officers picking on that group of people. It's not like it's a new thing. I mean, we've, not picking on them, but we're enforcing the law. But we were enforcing the law when their parents were doing it and their grandparents were doing it. It's not like it's not a new thing that we just started doing.
So then it means it's learned behavior.
There's a reason why there's no cruising allowed.
I haven't seen a cruise for a long time in Marysville.
Right.
That's back when the State Theater was still open, I think.
I think so.
That was our big thing from coming from Gridley, was to come down Live Oak Boulevard, hit Highway 20, and go over the bridge. And because you had to turn around in McDonald's right there, and then go back over the bridge, and where the Arco station is, you turned around again and went back over. Yeah.
And was it the 90s were cool because they had the mini trucks with the camper shells and the sound systems.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those for ages.
And the hydraulics
and the vans with the portholes in the back.
Oh yeah.
Remember that Firebird that was driving around here? I think it was a Firebird with the portals, the actual ship portals and everything. It was amazing.
Was that the same car that had all the statues glued to the...
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, and he would come through the drive-thru when I worked at the McDonald's on Stabler, and I would just be in awe. I'm like, what is this guy doing? But I mean, it was cool to see and say, hey, the ship's back. And,
the ship's back.
So let's talk about the Firebird. That's the pirate ship, right? The portal pirate ship. And so with the modifications to your vehicles, what types of modifications can people do to their vehicles and still get away with it, like putting portholes on it or things like that?
Well, it comes down to lighting. As long as you're not messing with the airbags, the lighting stays the same colors. We see a lot of modification of lighting to where they're the multicolor lights.
Right.
They could change them with an app on their phone. They have to be amber or white to the front, or red or amber to the rear, or white for the backup lights. They can't be any other color. So green or blue or anything else, or red, they can't be. The under lighting that they put in, it's legal to have diffused lighting, but you can't have the bulb visible. A lot of these guys have the bulbs visible, so that's a citation. I mean, a lot of people don't really check up on the laws before they do it. They just do it.
Yeah.
Please don't put those light bars on when you have your truck jacked up.
Well, they could be covered, and they can't be on. Just like the old KC lights, they had to be covered when they are on the road, and they couldn't be used. We could only have a maximum
for off-road use only.
Yeah, so you could have a maximum of 4 white lights to the front. You can't have more than that.
Yeah.
They do make an exception for the solid LED lights that go around
the light
for
bars.
the Broncos.
Right.
But we've been seeing more of the license plates being wrapped with just a pretty much a sticker adhesive that goes over it. It's their license plate, but they're different colors. That is illegal. You can't modify the license plate, the metal license plate that the DMV gives you. You can't do that. But there is a pilot program for a sticker for front plates, and you'll see them on some Teslas here and there. But they're limited to a certain amount of vehicles that they give you those to. So you don't have to have the actual DMV plate that's issued on there, but there's a substitute sticker plate, so you don't have to drill holes in the front of your car.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But you have to have a letter from the DMV that states that you are part of the pilot program for that plate.
Are people still abusing the tinted window?
All day, every day. Yeah.
I mean, blackout where you can't even see what's going on.
And so, like, we have windshields. We're getting a lot of windshields that are tinted now.
Wow.
And that's actually citable as a secondary collision factor in crashes now.
Okay.
Right.
So we could actually issue them citations for that, but we could also say that contributed to the crash, especially at night, because you can't see.
Right.
You can't see anything out of those at night. Pedestrians at intersections, you just can't see them. Bicyclists.
That's like driving with sunglasses on all the time.
Yeah.
When you tint
Or-
your
or
windshield like
worse.
that.
Yeah, so it's the windshield can't be tinted, and the front two windows, the passenger side and driver's side, can't be tinted, unless the side windows have a clear UV tint, which is offered, but nobody buys it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Which would cut down on the harmful rays at least.
One thing about we purchased a new car in 2021. It was a 2020 that the rearview mirror automatically, when you got bright lights behind you, dims. You don't have to do anything. And I go, wow, that's nice. You know,
We were talking about technology in cars, I think, last month, and it's all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah. Helps from being blinded, in the back. So.
Yeah, definitely. I love that about our car.
Yeah.
My wife's car does the same thing, and it's great to have that technology and all that stuff.
When she has the keys.
Thanks a lot,
I couldn't
Captain.
wait. I'm sorry.
I love you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man,
It's
great.
good thing we're only on once a week together. Yeah.
But is there anything else that people should look out for? Things that they should do, maintain, try to keep safe on the road.
Well, the biggest thing is always the tires.
Yeah.
Tire tread. Making sure you have adequate tire tread, and that's one of the cheapest things you could do that's going to save you is replace your tires. You can get some, if you can't afford new tires, there's some quality used tires, lightly used ones that you could get, which are going to be better than your old ones.
Right.
You go to any of the tire shops, they'll usually have them. But then brakes, make sure your brakes are working, and then all the other things, your
Check your
fluids.
fluids.
Change your oil, please.
I don't know. It's just me, but I think we mentioned it last time about this. Your DMV stickers not being. You probably have it in your box, but not on your plate. But how many newer cars are having lights go out on the rear side? A brake light not braking, or it's strange that these newer vehicles are having that happen. I
haven't been seeing that many of them. I know that Chevy and GMC have always had that problem with their lights, like their daytime running lights. They're always going out. You'll see a ton of like 2010-ish era, Chevys, either the pickups or the SUVs.
Right.
And they're either that or their headlights are out. It's just, I drove one at Net 5, and it was always out. One of them was always out. It was always at the shop getting a new bulb. It's like,
wow. Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's another good thing to bring up. Always make sure that your lights are working, your brakes are working, your brake lights are working. I was driving my truck one day and I got pulled over, and I was like, what? Why am I getting pulled over? I'm driving the speed limit. Everything's fine. The officer comes up and goes, I pulled you over because your brake lights aren't working. I'm like, what? Why aren't they working?
Well, how would you know?
And you don't know. Yeah. You'd have to do it,
My neighbors let me know, which is nice.
Exactly.
Your blinker's not working, or your right brake, when you hit your brakes, your left one's not coming on. And I go, oh.
It's good, once a month maybe. Just do a little once over in your car.
Yeah, so I have a 2017 Charger, and the headlight was out on the passenger side, and then a couple days later it was on, and then a couple days later it was out, and it was on, and it was out. I took it in, and they said it was going to be about $400 or $700 for the whole assembly, because they thought that's what was going to be wrong. They actually found out that it was just a melted fuse.
Yeah.
In the fuse box, and I didn't even bother checking.
Oh,
so like $100 lighter, for a 50-cent fuse.
Yeah.
But it's just, I didn't even, I didn't even think of checking the fuse box for that.
Right.
Yeah.
So just check and make sure your vehicle's maintained.
Right.
So it's safe on the road.
Yeah.
You're not creating an accident just by being unsafe, your vehicle being unsafe, and all of a sudden you didn't realize, the brake lines are cut or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Or you only have 10 pounds of pressure in one of your tires. And
yeah.
It's nice when the dash comes on and the light says, you got a low tire.
Yeah. Definitely.
First time that came on, my wife drove through the car wash 2 weeks ago, and we ripped off the valve stem.
Oh,
So
good times.
Yeah, because I put some fancier little valve stem caps on there, just far enough from stock that when it fell down into the groove, it took off. And she calls me, I'm out of air. My tire went flat in the car wash. And I go, well, did you get through? She goes, oh, yeah, it pulled me all the way through. But then they had to change the tire, and they figured that's what it was. It was just the valve stem was just a 1/4 inch bigger than it should have been. And that's at least what we came up with. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So back to stock valve covers.
That's
or
good.
valve stem covers.
Yeah.
Not little fancy blue ones like I had on there.
Gotcha. Anything else you'd like to say before we end this interview, Brian? Anything you want to talk about?
Yeah, we do have an upcoming Start Smart class for
Okay.
the young drivers. It's on the 15th, Tuesday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at our office. And if anybody's interested, they just need to call our office and sign up. It's 530-674-5141, and just get signed up on that list. And
So
make sure your parent shows up
Yeah.
with the kid, too.
With the Start Smarts program, is that just for young drivers that are licensed or becoming licensed, like they have their permit, things like that?
The ones that are, permits, or ones that are getting their permit soon. It's usually but we target that young driving, that young driving section of the.
Awesome. So again,
So
what was the
it's Start Smart and Stay Smart? for the seniors?
It's age well, age well.
age well, drive well?
Smart.
Okay. See, I'm getting so old, I forget what the term is.
Yeah, exactly. The Alzheimer's is starting to kick in for you. Something like that.
Yeah.
Early onset of dementia. But Brian, thank you so much for coming in. Again, what's the phone number for the Start Smart program?
It's 530-674-5141.
674-5141. All right, Brian, thank you so much for being in today. It's good
thank
to see
you.
you.
Thanks, Brian.
Yeah.
This community interview is made possible by Shaw and Associates.
I'm Dave Shaw, President and CEO of Shaw & Associates. For over 65 years, Shaw & Associates has been your trusted local expert for wealth management, tax, accounting, and payroll. Thank you for voting us Yuba Sutter's best in multiple categories, including financial advisor and wealth management firm for the past 5 years. You can find more information at shawassociatesinc.com or 530-674-1150. Shaw & Associates is proud to support community radio.